Tim, welcome to the Let It Ride podcast. Almost certainly the world's greatest podcast about what is almost certainly the world's greatest fantasy cycling game. This is Spencer Howe in Boston, Massachusetts.
Hey, this is Tim Hayes in Orlando. I'm the expert of how to play roller derby. And expert advice, make sure you're logged into the right account. So head on over to rouleurderby.com, spell it the way a cyclist would, R-O-U-L-E-U-R, derby.com. It is that time of year. It is the Tour de France. And Spencer, it is the highlight of playing roller derby. This is the time when I got completely sold on this game.
Yeah, we've got just a plethora of propositions here, ranging the gambit from full-on cycling knowledge stuff to 50-50 coin flips that are just spectacular. There are some real zingers in here, Tim, and
we're going to get to quite a bit of them today.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to as much of this as we can, keeping within our limited time budget here. So, should we start with the big dog?
I think we're going to start with the big dog, Spencer. Of course, that is who will win the Tour de France. Let me give you a run on this. This is, of course, the biggest of the big. That means that there is a 25% bonus for if you choose the winner. At the top currently on the live odds that are constantly updated based on the Pure Mutual set of betting, Egan Bernal, 6-1, Geraint Thomas, 7-1, Fulsang, 8-1, my boy Nairo, 11-1, and Adam Yates, 13-1, ringing out the top five. There are obviously quite a few ones deep. Everyone's favorite cyclist is 35-1. Spencer, what are you thinking in the Tour de France? Not even thinking about the roller derby propositions, but just overall, what's your gut feel on who will be wearing yellow at the end of the month on the Champs-Élysées in Paris?
The big question mark here is with some of the favorites out, with Dumoulin out with a knee injury, Chris Froome out with his horrible crash. This is some people's best shot. This is, let's face it, everybody's best shot at winning the Tour, and I think smart money's got to be on Nairo.
Well, you're speaking my language. I have been saying this on the regular Slow Ride podcast, that this for sure is the last attempt of Nairo's claim for the throne. With him sitting at a pretty juicy 11-1, that's definitely an attractive bet for me.
It is.
I do want to say that for my heart says Nairo, but my gut does say that this is Geraint Thomas's tour to lose. If anything's proven time and time again, is that history does like to repeat itself at the Tour de France, from both boring first weeks all the way into repeat champions. And Geraint Thomas, as much as the Bernal story is there, he is only 22 years old, and they are sponsored by a English-based team. It is a UK team. I don't care what anyone says. The plastic man, the oil man that is polluting our water, wants to have the Union Jack at the top step of the podium. So it will be Geraint Thomas leading that team. Well, so he is my favorite.
So are we playing smart money then? With this, now you're logged into the Slow Ride account, right?
I am for sure 100% logged into the Slow Ride account. Spencer, we have 1,100 points to play before we have to take a loan out.
All right. So
I think we already have to pay one loan anyway because of my mess up before. So we are playing a little funny money here.
So here's the thing. Are we going all in to get this money back, to get us back in the black?
We are in this to win it. So I think that, that's going to mean reduction of the parlays that we have. There will be a couple of fibers of faith, but I think we need to make the choice on. So we need to go if we're going heavy Nairo or heavy Geraint Thomas here for the win.
Well, I'm thinking Thomas isn't enough of a payout to get us out of this hole, Tim. I think we should hedge a little bit, in case he does pull it out. But I think we need to go a little bit deeper, just to strategy wise. I mean, I think Nairo's good at 11, but we need to be looking down here. Can Thibaut Pinot pull it off this year? Is this Richie Porte's year? I couldn't even say that with a straight face. Well, let's start putting our money where our mouth is, Tim. It sounds like we're both on board with Nairo. What are we thinking? With 1,100 points in our piggy bank, how much of that are you willing to part with?
I'm willing to put 10% on it.
I am glad that I'm here to stop you from doing that, because
I already pressed bet. So I'm just kidding. I have not pressed bet yet. What do you want? 50 points or 100?
I think 50. Tell me what the potential net is there.
550.
That's good. That's not bad.
All right.
I like that. Maybe we come back and drop a little more, sprinkle a little more in there once we're done. But let's start there.
All right. Let's put 50 on 25 on Pinot and 25 on Richie Port.
Okay.
And the only reason I want to put the money on Richie Port there is just that there's just something about this Trek team and the fact that Nibali's coming. I do think that this could be Richie Port's time to say like, hey guys, still here. So that is where we are at, Spencer. Right now we have 100 points in play.
Yeah.
We have 50 coming back if 500 coming back if Nairo wins,
Now,
325 each if Richie and Pinot win. And I guarantee those Richie and Pinot odds will continue to stretch in our favor.
Here's one thing I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to put 25 points. Now I've scrolled far down the list while you've been chattering over here.
Yeah.
I've scrolled all the way down and I have found Dan Martin down here
All
at
right.
60
He's down
to
there
1.
right below TJ Van Garderen.
60 to 1 odds. And I'm thinking a 25-point bet on him will net us potentially 1,378 points.
Yeah.
That is a bet I'm willing to make. I don't know that he can pull it off, but it's possible. Like there's a part of my brain that says, yeah, without Froome there, without Dumoulin, it's possible. So I think that's a more than a fiver of faith. This is we need that super rookie money back. So I'm thinking 25 there.
Let's do it. I've got it. And then I'm going to throw one more fiver of faith just out there just to say that I have it and I do have faith in case it does happen. What's that?
I know where you're going with this.
Oh yeah, where am I going to go?
I think you want to put 5 on Alejandro Valverde, and I don't think it's a smart move.
No, I'm putting 5 on TJ Van Garderen.
Oh no, that's okay. All right, it's only 5.
We got to cover ourselves, Spencer. If this actually happens, we can then say like, hey, we talk a lot about TJ, but we were willing to put our money where our mouth is. This guy, Spencer, did you see what he did at the Dauphiné?
I did. I heard all about it.
Right.
I can't stop hearing about it. But
bets are locked.
Okay. All right. That's good. I like it.
All right, let's move on, Spencer. There are so many more propositions. Let's get to some of the fun ones real quick.
Okay.
Right away. Just yes or no. Will there be a doping violation at the Tour de France?
I think we've gotten them all out of the way for the year, so I'm going to go no on that one. What is your instinct?
Definitely no. 25 on no. The bet is logged. All right, so let's go into the next one, Spencer. Will there be an American podium on a stage at the Tour de France?
Is this another TJ question? Really, when you boil it down, will he be able to pull off a top 3 finish on one of these stage hunting stages? And I think he probably can.
I think so too. I think there's actually like a pretty good shot of this, and it is paying out double your money 2 to 1. So let's just put 10 on there. Let's have a little bit of fun.
Okay.
So we can see how that one is going. The
like
odds are getting longer for us as we speak. Spencer, my favorite of all time. Will there be a dog or livestock related crash at the Tour de France?
Yeah. And
remember, at the Giro, we were very close on 2 occasions, and we did, I believe, did Luke make a ruling on that gentleman that put the bike in like a fan purposely caused crash?
Yeah.
Like if a jackass caused the crash?
Yeah, that was not livestock, so it did not count. The duck, however, that was on the finish line would have counted had he caused a crash. The duck, however, did not cause a crash, so no payout there. I think that that duck incident was just a harbinger of things to come. I think it has not paid off for years yet, but it has in the past, and we are due. Tour de France, big show. There's going to be a cow or goat-related crash of some kind, and this one's going to pay.
25 has been put on it. I am pretty stoked where we are at, Spencer. Let's keep going.
All right.
A Slow Ride podcast favorite. Will a stage winner be full Schleck as he crosses the finish line at the Tour de France? Of course, a full Schleck means the fully unzipped jersey, in honor of the Schleck brothers that captured our hearts many years ago from the tiny country of Luxembourg.
My favorite part about this bet, and I had to click in just to read the description because this is so close to our heart. He does a good job of explaining what the full Schleck means, but then also the caveat: base layers may be present. That's okay. It's just I love the attention to detail here in this prop and just in the game in general. That is something to be proud of, Luke. Good job. I think it's a foolish bet to say no on this one. Of course, no is currently trending upwards and is leading here, but there's a 100% going to be a full Schleck stage winner.
Well, we saw it at the Tour de Suisse, right? So we know that it has happened in the last week as things are trending up. We saw the young Jumbo rider who is running out of time, but 25 is put on the full Schleck for sure happening. Spencer, now we got to get into some of the cool ones, which obviously are more exciting for us. So the first one is, who will win the green jersey at the Tour de France? Peter Sagan naturally is the 3-2 favorite. Mm-hmm. Dylan Grossenwagen is 8-1. Viviani 8-1. Alaphilippe and Michael Bling Matthews 11-1. What are you thinking here?
I don't know. Sagan has been coming around lately with his form, but has not been showing the dominance of years past. And I hesitate. And I also don't think those odds are good enough to waste points on a Peter Sagan bet.
I'm not betting on Peter Sagan on this one.
I am like the correct balance for me of juicy bet versus high likelihood that it could happen is falling at around 11-1 with Julian Alaphilippe and, unfortunately, Michael Matthews.
Okay, 2 questions here. Wout van Aert also listed 13-1. Do you think that's just a throwaway of points? And second, Caleb Ewan. First Tour de France. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's going to do it, but I think that we'll watch him for years to come in this situation. But I am with you, Spencer. Let's put 10s on both Alaphilippe and Michael Matthews. Have a little bit of fun.
Okay.
I mean, I really feel bad, but putting money on Michael Matthews. I mean,
I get your struggle, but I think it's too good of a deal to pass up. And I do want to put a fiver of faith on Wout just because we've been there all along. No one on our show has ever complained about Wout or disparaged him in any way. We've always had the faith, and I think a fiver of faith is a good way to show that.
Spencer, who will be the top Colombian finisher at the Tour de France?
I mean, I think it really comes down to 2 main names on here, and they are at the top of this chart. Bernal and Quintana, clearing away the favorites. You would be stupid not to put money on either of them. It would be a foolish mission. It would be silly because Nairo will probably win. Bernal will probably be on the podium, but that is not how we do things here. And I really do think you could make a strong argument that Quintana maybe doesn't have it anymore, that Bernal is maybe too inexperienced, and the wily veteran who has proven it before.
Don't know.
Rigoberto Urán.
Spencer, you're cool and everything, but I'm sorry, the phone call is breaking up. I cannot hear you. I refuse to put the money on Rigoberto Urán here.
Rigoberto Urán, who has podiumed before at the Tour.
Yes.
Is strong money here.
We could see a whole Colombian Tour de France podium.
We could.
I just don't think Urán is going to be above Quintana and Bernal. Like he has a good shot. Like one of Bernal or Quintana is going to be above Urán, guaranteed.
Well, let's put a little on Urán and a little on one of those other 2. You make the call.
Right. Put 10 on Urán, and then I'm going to put 10 on Nairo just because that is how I like to live.
Okay, so we're going to lose those 20 points. All right. I like it.
So,
right.
Spencer.
Yeah.
Overall, we have one piece left that I would like to put in. And we encourage all of our friends and listeners to head over to Rouleur Derby, create your account. It's 100% free. See how you're doing. See if you can make some points. Wide Angle Podium members and subscribers get a 500-point sign-up bonus.
Yeah.
One of the new one I've never seen before. This one is who will finish last at the Tour de France, and it is by teams.
I love this.
Cofidis at 13-1, all the way down to Team Jumbo Visma at 30-1, along with Triple C, Sunweb, and Ineos.
Yeah.
So, what are you thinking here for who is going to be last place at the Tour?
Man, this is I love this. I love this bet for so many reasons because, I mean, Cofidis is leading the way right now, but like, I don't think that's right. I think they may be the weakest team there, but that doesn't mean they're going to be in last place. Last place can be the guy who's working the hardest at the front for a good team and then, just struggle buses his way into the finish line every day. Like, it could be Team Ineos, who is currently a 30-1. It could very well be any of these teams. And
it used to be whatever team like Sven Tuft was on.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Adam Hansen. If Adam Hansen was getting the start, he would be the one to look at. So you want to see someone that is, like who's
the diesel? Who's the powerhouse?
Who's the diesel?
Who's not going to give up after 21 stages, but also just get their teeth kicked in every single day? And I think I would put money looking down at the bottom. There are really good odds on Team Sunweb. I think there's a lot of guys on that team that will just suffer and keep going. I also think, looking up the list a little bit,
at like Viviani has to be like close to last. Like whatever team, like Viviani's the guy that is going to be around for a while, and I could just see him being at the back.
Yeah, that's a good bet. Sprinter teams very very likely. I have a feeling that some of the teams like Trek Segafredo could be a good bet. A lot of GC leaders up there, so they're going to be doing a lot of work and a lot of suffering at the same time.
What about riders what about looking at it by country? And what I mean by that is like there are teams, right, that are bringing in riders for sponsorship reasons, right? They're capturing. So like, do we have a Qatari rider that's doing the tour or something, or someone from the Kingdom of Bahrain that's like, they're a decent rider, but for 3 weeks and all they have to do is just squeak by every day?
Yeah, I have no idea. That would be a good thing to look at. Man, yeah, that's part of why this is such a great bet. It's not a 50-50 bet like some of the, yes, no kind of questions, but it's also like there is no real rhyme or reason, no real strategy to this one. It's fantastic. It's the perfect bet.
And I think right now, Spencer, we've already got the creation of a pretty solid book here. Is there anything else that you can think of with Rouleur Derby coming up and the Tour de France coming up on Rouleur Derby?
No, I think we may have to create another account here and sign up to become Wide Angle Podium members again, so we can get another 500 points to play with as a bonus for being a Wide Angle Podium member. But outside of that, I think the few bets we have left to make on this, we need to do off air so that we can save some of these strategies to pull ourselves out of the depths here.
And let's give a quick shout out to the top 3 currently in the standings of both Rouleur Derby and definitely in the Let It Ride league. First off, we got to give it up to the leader of them all, and of course I'm talking Brian Martins, who has almost 10,000 or almost 11,000 points. He's currently winning at 12% hit rate with 47 wins. He does quite a bit of betting, but he is a heavy bettor on favorites. There's some great visualization in all of the profiles that Luke has created. So definitely go check that out on how to win, see what some of the leaders are when you head over to Rouleur Derby. Once again, it is 100% free. It's a lot of fun. We're going to talk more about it on the real podcast. But Spencer, I am excited about where we are. But let me give the podium to you once again. Brian Martins, Seamus Mulligan Ferry, Luke in 3rd place, Mark in 4th place, and Robert E. filling out the podium in 5th place. Great to see those 5 fantastic players on the Wide Angle Podium. Okay, Spencer, you've done good enough. I'm sorry I didn't mention your name in 4th place. I'll give it up to you, but it's definitely not going to last.
Thanks for that. I appreciate it.
All right. And with that, I am the expert of the RouleurDerby.com fantasy cycling experience, almost certainly the greatest fantasy cycling game on the internet. Check it out over at RouleurDerby.com. And this is Tim in Orlando.
Yeah, and this is Spencer in Boston, Massachusetts, the official voice of Rouleur Derby on the internet. And we'll see you next time.